Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In the last video, I have discussed about the Java features such as Java is a simple programming language, it is an object-oriented programming language, it is a platform independent, robust, secure, multi-threading, distributed applications and high performance. All these things I have discussed in detail. I hope you have watched that video. If you did not watch that video or if you don't know what is the Java features or Java buzzwords, I sincerely request you to go back and watch that video and come back to this video. In this video, I want to discuss how to write a simple Java program to print the hello world. So I sincerely request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. If I want to write any Java program, I need to define a class and then I should have a class name. The class name, let me write it as first. Remember one thing, the class name should be same as the file name. You know that every program you need to save with a name, with an extension. When we write a C program, we will write, suppose let's take that you are writing a C program to perform the addition of two numbers. Then what is the name you will give? Usually you will give add. And with an extension .c you will save it. So this extension will help you to recognize that this is a C program. Similarly, when we write a Python program, we will write the file name with an extension .py, we will save it. Similarly, Java, you need to keep the file name which you have kept for the class name. So as I am writing this program as class first, I need to save it as first.java. This is compulsory. Okay, the class name should be equal to the file name. And remember one thing, whatever you are writing, you should write within the class only, because Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. So what are the statements you are writing to print the hello world? You should write within this class only. Okay, so I hope you have understood that point. Next, you need to write a statement called public static void. Let me erase this one. Void main. Then you will have string args. Okay, then let me write something, then I will explain you. Okay, we'll write system dot out dot print ln. Okay, and here I am writing hello world. Now let me explain entire concept. So you know that class is a keyword to define a class. So class, and then you will have a class name. And remember one thing, what is in which class you have the main method, that class name should be equal to the file name which you are saving this program. Okay, as you have written the class name as first, you should save this program as first.java. Okay, so this is the purpose of class, and within this boundary you have to write an entire program. Now look at here, you have a public, you have a static, void, main. Here S should be capital and here also S should be capital. Okay, string args, and within the braces you are providing the system.out.println. Now let me discuss each keyword. Public, here public P should be small, only S, and this S should be capital letters. And remember one thing, we have three access specifiers or access modifiers like public, we'll have protected, and then we have the private. Okay, now what is the meaning of this public, protected, private? I will discuss with a simple example. Let's take that India versus Pakistan match is going on. Okay, now everyone know that whenever the India versus Pakistan match, whether it is a test match or 2020 or one day, people will try to watch. They will not do any other works. They will keep in leave for their jobs or for the college or the school, and they will watch it. Now let's take that you have a home. Okay, you have kept a big TV in front of your home. Then everyone who is passing from your home, they can watch the TV and they can watch the cricket match. They will sit for 3 hours. If it is a 2020, they'll sit for 3 hours and they will watch the entire match, and finally they will appreciate, saying thank you for this service, and they will go. Am I right? So this kind of, suppose if you keep a TV outside your home, it is a public, everyone can watch it. Am I right? So this is public. So meaning is that everyone can access this one. There is no restriction. You cannot keep any restrictions once you make something as a public. And even some people can take that TV also if you does not look at it. Similarly, if you keep the TV inside your home in a hall, then all your family members can watch it. Is it clear? All your family members can watch it. So this is protected. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? If you keep the same TV in your bedroom, only you are entered, or you are allowed to enter into that bedroom. There is some restriction to that bedroom. Then only you can watch it. So that kind of access modifier we'll call it as private. So public means everyone can access it. Protected means only you and your family members can access it. Private means only you can access. So if you keep a method as a public, everyone can access it. If you keep it as a protected, only the parent class and the child class can access. Means if a parent class has a protected method, only child class can access it. What is this parent class, child class? All these things I will discuss in inheritance concept. Just try to understand this public, protected, private with this example. Now if it is private, only within the class you can access it. Okay. Now in that case you can ask me, sir, why you are keeping the main function or main method as a public? Now whenever you are running this program, the JVM should access this main method, because the main method is the starting point to execute this program. Now if you keep the as public, now JVM can access this one. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? This main method, the JVM can access it. So that's why we are keeping it as a public. And static is another keyword. The static meaning is that whenever in object oriented program, if you define a class, if you want to access the members and methods, members is nothing but the variables, methods is nothing but the functions. If you want to access them, you need to create an object. Without creating an object, you cannot access the members and methods. Okay, but I want to access this method without creating any object. So the JVM should in a position to access this method without creating any object. So that's why we are providing here it as a static. So JVM can access this method without creating any object. So I hope you have understood public and static. Now void is another keyword. Void says that this method does not return any value. Is it clear? In C programming language, we have studied that every function will return something. If a function returns an integer value, we will write int in before the function. So you will have a return type and then you will have the function name. Am I right or wrong? So this return type, if your function is returning an integer, you will specify the return type as int. If the function is returning a real number, you will specify it as a float. If a function returns a character, you will specify here it is char. If the function does not return any value, you will specify it as a void. So the main function or main method, see, in C language we will call it as a function. In Java we will call this as a method. Okay, so the main method does not return any value. So as you are not returning anything, so you need to specify here it as void. And main is a method where the program execution will start. Okay, so I hope you have understood all the 4 keywords. Now let me discuss what is the string args. These are command line arguments. During runtime, you can give the input. Okay, that input will be stored in this args array. Is it clear? So what is this command line arguments? How can we give the input during the runtime, and how the we'll get an output. All these things we'll discuss separately. Then look at here, you have system, which is a class name in LG package. So I can say that this is a class name. Simply you try to understand this is a class name. Okay, it is in java.long package. And this out is a static variable belongs to the class name called system. And println is a method. Okay, it is a method to print something on the console. Okay, here you can write it as println, or you can even write it as a print also. What will be the difference is, if you write println, whatever you are writing inside this one, it will print and it will go to the next line. I will discuss with it. Okay, so try to understand that println is a method to display something on the console. Now look at here, I forgot to write the semicolon. Okay, the people who are familiar with Python, they will forget to keep the semicolons. Is it clear? Now hello world. Okay, so this hello world will be printed if you execute this program. Then you can ask me, sir, how to execute this program? Let me discuss it. Suppose let's take that you have opened the notepad. Okay, you have opened the notepad and you have typed this entire program and you have saved it in, let's take that in desktop. Okay, in desktop you have saved it as first.java. This is compulsory. You should save it as whatever the class name you have taken. Then you need to open the command prompt. So how you will do? You will go to the Windows and you will type cmd. So the command prompt will open. Then what you need to do is that you need to go to the desktop. So how you will go is that you will type the command called cd desktop. Cd is nothing but change the directory. So desktop. So then console will go to the desktop. There you will type this command called javac first.java. You will write javac first.java. If there are no errors in this program, then it will successfully compile and generate first.class file in the same directory. As you have created in desktop you can see first.class file. So this is a bytecode. Is it clear? Let me discuss again. Once you type this command, if there are no errors in this program, then it will successfully create a class file. After creating the class file, you can type this command called java first. Then you can see the output as hello world. Okay, now let me extend this program a little bit. Okay, let me erase all these things so that I can extend this program for better understanding. Okay, suppose let's take that I have written one more statement called system.out.println. Okay, welcome to Parnika tutorials, or let me write it as welcome to PT, welcome to Parnika tutorials. If you do this modification and save this program and again compile it and run it, you will get the output as hello world in one line and then welcome to Parnika tutorials or welcome to PT in another line. Is it clear? So println method will print the whatever you have written in the console and will go to the next line. Is it clear? Suppose instead of println, here I have specified as only print. Okay, then in this case how the output will be displayed as, it will display it as hello world. In the same line it will print the next one also, welcome to PT. I hope you have understood how I have written this program and how I have compiled it. For better understanding, I will show in my computer. First let me open the notepad. How can you open the notepad is, you can click the Windows button and type notepad. Now the notepad is visible, you click on the notepad. Let me make it full screen. I hope the font is visible for you. To increase or decrease the font, you can go to the format. In format you will have the font options. Click on this. You can see various styles of fonts and whether it is a regular, italic, bold or bold italic, what is the size. Okay, I have made the size as 48 so that it will be clearly visible for you. Now let me type the program. You need to define the class and class name as first. Okay, Then you need to write public static void main string args, where string in string s should be capital. Okay, string args. Okay, and you have to keep an array. Now let me write the system.out.println, where system s should be capital. System.out.println, and we can type here hello world. Okay, let me end with a semicolon. You need to close the main function, you need to close the class. Let me save it. Control S I have typed. Now in the desktop I am saving it as first.java. Here also F should be capital. Okay, now let me save it, and then I will come to the desktop, and then I will press the Windows button, CMD. Okay, the command prompt will be visible. You click on that one. Now look at here, currently the current command prompt is there in the directory called C users. Okay, now you need to change the directory. So what is the command you need to type? CD, you need to type it as desktop. Okay, then look at here, it went to the desktop folder. You can type dir to see all the directories. In this one you can see first.java. So what you can type here is that first you need to compile the Java program. So Java C first.java. Look at here, as the program does not have any errors, we can clearly see the first.class file is successfully generated. Now you need to execute this one. To execute, we need to type the command called Java file name only. Now you can see the output as hello world. Now let me change the program little bit. Okay, suppose let's take that how we can identify the errors. Intentionally I am removing the semicolon and saving the program again. Okay, and let me compile the program again. If it does not compile, if you just say execute the program, same output you will get. But after doing the modification, you need to save the program and again you need to compile. Okay, so now again I am compiling. Look at here, we are getting an error called, look at first.java 5 error semicolon expected. So it is showing system.out.println, the semicolon is expected here. So you can understand that you have done a mistake here. Now what you need to do, you need to keep a semicolon. Okay, now let me do few more modifications. I will write system.out. Okay, println welcome to Parnika tutorials I will write. Okay, or let me write in shortcut. Okay, let me write Parnika tutorials. Okay, ends with a semicolon. Let me save the program again and let me compile it again. Okay, Java C first.java. The first.class file again successfully created. Now you need to write the command called Java first. Okay, if you press the page up, page down, or up arrow and down arrow, you can see the previous commands, all these things. Okay, now let me run it. You can see the output as hello world, welcome to Parnika tutorials. Now let me modify the program little bit. Instead of println, I will give here print, and let me save the program again, and let me compile the program again by typing the command called Java C first.java. Okay, again class file has been successfully created as there is no errors. If I type the command called first Java, you can see the output hello world. In the same line, welcome to Parnika tutorials has been displayed. So print method will print the whatever you are given, and it will be there in the same line. If you give a method called println, after printing something, it will go to the next line. So that is the difference between print method and println method. I hope you have understood the how to write a Java program to print hello world. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.